What's going on, y'all? So listen. What's going on, you guys? We are back again for another episode review of the real Married to Medicine season 8, episode 7. Guess who's coming to dinner? Bitch. Okay. So we get up into this episode. We see what everybody is getting into. Dr. Jackie and Curtis talking about, their stocks and stuff like that. What yours is mine, what's ours is ours, whatever. Okay. Contessa, she ain't even want to give her man a kiss when he came up into the house. I was like, see, that's why. I mean, I know it's COVID going on, but god damn, the way she just rebuffed him, I said, oh, okay, that's why y'all got issues going on right about now. Okay. But then we get to LaToya. Toya is sitting up in that house. I guess she was in the lower part of the house. She didn't hear the doorbell ring. And Kari is outside ringing the doorbell, okay? And so at this point in time, I was like, damn, that big ass house, and you mean to tell me y'all ain't got the sound system all over, so we can hear it throughout the house or whatever. And at this point, Kari was like, fuck it, and opened up the door. I said, hold up. Hold up, because if the roles were reversed, it probably would have been a whole different thing if we saw a black person coming into a white person's house that had the door unlocked, okay? We ain't trying to get into that stuff, okay? But Kari came up in there, and then here go Toya. I said, first of all, I don't give a fuck what neighborhood I'm in. I don't care how so-called safe it is. I'm locking doors and windows. I'm locking everything. If I'm not in there, bitch, I'm locking everything. Even if I'm inside the house, I'm locking that bitch. And so she was like, I think I need to start locking my stuff. So they go upstairs. She had brought some champagne or whatever for them to drink and all that stuff. And they having a good time kikiing with each other. They go upstairs to the bedroom. And Toya was like, you see my lopsided ass bed? And then here go Kari. Is it lopsided because Eugene is a big boy? She think because Eugene is heavy. Bitch. Because I'm thinking about myself. I said, bitch, I wish you would. I wish you would say some shit like that to me. I will pop your ass. That's either Toya wanted to say some shit, but she was like, girl, what, bitch? But let me tell you something, Carrie, you got the right friend, because, girl, I would have popped your ass. I would have popped your ass after I said bitch, and then I would have laughed. I would have laughed at the same time after I popped your ass. I would have been like, bitch. That shit was funny to me. Okay, she was like, I'm just saying because, I've been with my husband for like 18 years, and we have to change the mattress twice or whatever, because he be coming in, jumping in on the bed and stuff like that and putting dents in it and shit like that. I was like, okay, whatever. So they started talking about, how stuff been going, and, them going down to Washington, D.C. Now, everybody is cool with going, and, the main group, the main cast is invited, okay? I'm pretty sure they was contractually obligated to go. Okay, that's what it was. And, Toya was making some good notes about it and saying, it's a really good thing that, everybody is being able to go and, do all this stuff. This is a good look or whatever. She's happy about it. She has no complaints. But then, she was like, Kari, why don't you come? Because Kari was like, that is so cool. Oh my God, that is so cool. I can't do a British accent or whatever her accent is. I can't do it. But she was like, that's so cool. Okay. And she was like, why don't you come? She was like, I don't care if it's Heavenly thing. I just bring your ass just like I brought you to the last event. I was like, you know what? You wanted some issues to pop up. Because I'm with Heavenly at this point. Why are you bringing on these recycled ass friends? Okay. It don't make sense. It's because Mariah is not here no more, and then Quad is not here. Like, if that's the case, y'all could have brought Quad. Why she didn't come on the trip? Because Kari came, and not only did Kari come, but Lisa Nicole came too, bitch. I was like, wait a minute, what? Where's Dr. Darren at, Lisa Nicole? Just letting you do whatever? You know what I'm saying? Are y'all even still together? Answer that. Riddle me that, bitch, okay? But, we get Dr. Damon and Heavenly, they talking about where they gonna be stationed at. It's the staff that's gonna be there, all that stuff, how it's good that this is happening and they can't wait and woo woo woo. And then Heavenly said, Daddy, you mind if I put my maxi pads up in your he said, I really wouldn't want to, but you can go ahead. She was like, that's fine, because I already did. I said, girl, they get on that goddamn plane, and it gave me anxiety seeing how small that plane was. Let me tell you something. I will only do a private plane if it's me and probably one, maybe two other people on there. because you gotta. Ever since Aaliyah passed, I have a thing with small planes, and then given that I'm a big girl, like girl, no, I just say put me on a commercial flight. Put me on a commercial flight, whichever fucking class you want me to throw me in. Bitch, put me on that. I can't do small planes. I be having, and then all of they asses got on there. Scott, Contessa, Eugene, Toya, and they all different weights and everything. And girl, when Kari got on there, she put her bag up in that single seat, and then Dr. Heavily got on and was like, "Who bag is this? This Kari's," and put that shit over there and said, "Baby, you take that seat right there." Kari came back and said, "So you moved my stuff? How rude!" She was like, "Girl, I don't care." And like Heavenly said, she just wished Toya would have told her that the Kari was coming. And then when Lisa Nicole gets on the plane, she didn't say nothing to Heavenly. Somebody asked her, "Did you speak?" She was like, "I ain't speaking to a bitch that ain't speaking to me." And once again, I just wish that she would have told me that she was coming. I mean, you can come to the March on Washington. I mean, Black Lives Matter or whatever. But I would just wish you would have told me that these other two stragglers was coming. What the fuck are they gonna be doing? Okay, because at least we know why Toya there. We know why some of the wives that aren't doctors are there, because their husbands are doctors, and it's a couple trip at the same time. So why is Lisa Nicole and Kari there just to be there, and their husbands aren't there? Are they going to be there and we just don't know? I'm confused. So the people on the plane, they land there safely, okay? And they all clapping and, cheering and woo and all that stuff. Heavenly takes it upon herself, take some pictures and make it seem like she on the video or whatever. And then, Lisa Nicole got some little smart ass. Oh, she acting like she on no video. That don't have no be on no videos or whatever. And then, of course, Toya got to say something about the fact that they all had to chip in for the private plane. And this the first time, this the only time that Heavenly probably been on a private plane and all that stuff. And then Lisa Nicole, but she trans though. Girl, shut up. You just get back on this shit and back in the fold. You been gone all this time. We don't care to hear you right now. Ease your way up into it. Shut the hell up, okay? You already know Heavenly don't fuck with you, so just shut up. I don't like her right now, okay? You're doing a lot and not enough at the same time. I don't understand why you're back, but you're here. So they get onto the bus, and of course, Dr. Heavenly is telling everybody how everything's gonna go and what this day means or whatever, because they're gonna meet Al Sharpton, they're gonna meet Benjamin Crump. I feel some way about Benjamin Crump, but I'm gonna leave that to myself, because I'm just leave that to myself. But it is what it is, and if you go on my Twitter and go down some tweets, I said what I felt, but I'm not gonna say it on this video anyway, because yeah, moving on from that. They was talking about the rooms in the rental that they're going to be in, Airbnb or whatever that they're going to be in. I'm sorry about this camera. They was talking about that, and Heavenly wanted the women to do some trivia questions, Black History trivia questions, okay, so that they can see exactly who gonna get the what room, because she already established that her and her husband gonna get the best room because it's their trip. So of course that's a given, And so they start going, one of the answers was Marian Anderson. I knew that. They started talking about who surveyed or who helped build Washington, D.C., and it was like Benjamin Banneker. And then she was like, wrong. And then Jackie gave this white man's, name, and she was like, correct. And I was like, wait a minute, what? And they had to look that shit up, and they was like, no, it's Benjamin Banneker. I was like, when I was in school, that's what I was taught. I was taught it was Benjamin Banneker. And then when they showed the man face that Jackie said he was a white dude, I was like, is he a mulatto? I mean, I don't want to say it like that, but that's how they mixed back then or whatever. That's what they call them, And I said, is he a mixed breed or something? Like, what's going on? He biracial or whatever? Because he was a little light. I said, so he is a white man. When Eugene started explaining how they basically trying to, cover up our Black history and have white folks make it as if they the one that did it and it was really Black people, I was like, I know. Benjamin fucking Banneker, bitch. Okay. So at this point, Heavenly getting frustrated with the questions, and they arguing over the rooms and all that stuff. So she said, fuck it, I'm gonna put out the rooms to whoever I want to put it out. Simone was like, listen, this is the Heavenly that I was waiting for on the trip, okay? And she came real quick. But prior to that, Kari said, do you got some questions on Obama? Because I guess that's the only Black person she really knows some shit about. Bitch, I was just sitting here like, girl, hush, shh. Okay, shh. So they get to the room, they get to the house, and it's a good house. Everybody's enjoying it. And you got The blue room that was supposed to go to Cecil and not Cecil, but Eugene and Toya. Cecil and Simone had already got it, or I should say Simone had got it, and they was arguing with Eugene about it. They was just having fun, and so far everybody is having a good time. So Heavenly is just getting everything together, the food. She's thanking Damon, and they're just a little bit nerves and all that stuff. Everybody has to be prompt. That's what Heavenly told them. Please be prompt, okay? Because the Reverend is coming over for dinner, okay? And so he's on a time schedule. She got the food together and everything. Everybody is coming downstairs, and Cecil. They talking about how Cecil look good up in his seersucker suit, and of course Heavenly, leave it to Heavenly to say that Simone need to just let Cecil do the fashion stuff and pick out her clothes because Simone can't dress. Simone came in. This has been an ongoing thing with Simone since season one. No lie. It's been a slight improvement. A slight improvement, but not much. But a slight improvement. We're going to give her that. Okay? But Cecil, I told y'all that. I don't know what it is, but Cecil been looking good. Like, he been looking, I don't know. He just got this young energy about him. Like, he's an older guy, but he kind of got this young feel. He like Jay-Z. Now, when Jay-Z and Beyonce took them Grammy pictures and Jay-Z was sitting there with his lips perked up and all that stuff, I was like, first of all, why are you giving duck lips? Okay, I was a little confused, but that nigga looked like he was young. I was like, oh, shit. Bitch, Papa looked like he young as shit. I was like, damn, Jay, I did used to like you back in the day like that, but, you coming around again. I was like, I'm telling you, I had ugly niggas like that. No, let me not say ugly. Medium, facially challenged. There you go. Because I'm pretty sure somebody think I'm ugly, but hey, it is what it is. Moving on from that. Hey, I can't be with a cute nigga. I can't be with a fine nigga because bitch, it just wouldn't work. It just wouldn't work. I'd be insecure as fuck. Anyway, moving on from that. So what would happen is they out there and Simone opens up the door because the Reverend comes, Al Sharpton. And then everybody's coming out there, the men are already outside, so we thought, okay? And of course, Heavenly, she bowing to him and all that stuff. Oh, did we forget the fact that Dr. Jackie said her cousin knew Tupac and she knew a whole bunch of stuff about him or whatever, but she never met him? I was like, oh, that was interesting. Interesting little fact to me. But anyway, the Reverend gets there. They all meet and greet. They go ahead and sit down, talking. And, Damon is asking him questions. And, he's giving his answers and, his history as to why he's doing this and how he got involved into the activism work and everything like that. And the whole time, they must have been down there for a minute, okay? Scott and Contessa are still upstairs getting ready. I don't know what they were doing. Like Heavenly said, we don't know if they was fighting or fucking, okay? But, they up there talking and all that stuff. And I'm like, y'all are late as shit, okay? And then they finally come downstairs and everybody just quiet looking at them like, what? And the Reverend was like, I didn't get your names or whatever. So they telling that and, of course, putting out their credentials and stuff like that. But overall, they had a nice time. Everybody was starstruck. And you could tell in their demeanor, that they was a little bit starstruck and trying to be on their best behavior or whatever. But, it be like that when you meet somebody that you actually respect. So I'm glad that they got to meet him and they was actually acting right. So, Reverend Al Sharpton, after all of that, he leaves. He don't even eat dinner, okay? Because he's on a time crunch. You know, Kari, she winds up, after they get from being in awe of what just happened, Kari, she asks Dr. Jackie, so, now that you're the queen of the vaginas and stuff like that, what are some things that you learned in your process of going through all this? And she was like, the way that some women are embarrassed about their sexuality and stuff like that. And, owning your sexuality, being one with yourself and knowing you and all that stuff. Baby, I was listening to Tamar's podcast, speaking of Dr. Jackie. And, she was on the last two episodes, but the episode from last week, 2 weeks ago, because last week was yesterday. 2 weeks ago, when the first part of Dr. Jackie and Tamar was talking about how basically, she don't, play with herself or whatever. I was like, wait a minute, what? It is some women that are out there like that. Like, girl, I don't want to touch it. I don't want to see it. I don't want to do nothing like that. I was like, girl, you better. Let me tell you something. Get one with yourself, okay? Figure out what you like so that you can understand when you get that man or you get that woman or whoever you with, so that they can you know what you like and be like, baby, that ain't it. Okay, that ain't it. That's not. That ain't gonna cut it, boo. Okay. I was like, what, mama? You gotta get you a Toya, use that hand, baby, and just go to town, okay? Anyway, moving on from that. At this point, and I only brought that up because Toya said, listen, bitch, I want to know what it look like. I want to know what it tastes like. I want to know how it smell like. I want to know all that. Now, at first, I'm thinking that she's talking about other vaginas, okay? And I can actually see Toya doing that to another woman, but that's neither here nor there. But I think she was referring to herself, okay? And it's understandable, but you put a mirror down there, girl, you can see what your thing look like, okay? Or take a picture and you could be like, oh, okay. And you put your fingers down there, girl, you can see what it smell like, okay? Put it in your mouth and you can see what it tastes like. You be telling me y'all don't be tasting yourself, girl. Fuck y'all, y'all ain't nasty enough for me, okay? If y'all don't be doing that, especially when you into it or whatever. Maybe that's the lesbian in me because that's all we do. That's a little bit Ashley after dark. Okay. Anyway, we gonna move on. She said, bitch, one day she sent the picture to Eugene. She sat up on that counter and she said, there you go. Eugene said, I told her, girl, don't ever do that no more. Okay. I am on the floor and all of a sudden I get this stuff and my colleagues, girl, I can't do that. All right. We can't be doing that. Then, they get ready to eat and Benjamin Crump comes in, lawyer Benjamin Crump. He was a little late, but of course they get to ask him questions and ask him about gun police reform and stuff like that. And Eugene asked this question because his father was a cop, and he was like, there are two places that black people should not be, and that's the military and in jail. And he was just asking about that and giving his opinions and stuff on that. And they was talking about the different type of racism that they have, and you being doctors, you can bring a racist to the doctor, to the hospital, but they can't choose what type of doctor that they want because that's against the law. You know what I'm saying? You can't just be like, I don't want this doctor, whatever. And you see this even on like the medical TV shows, even though some of those shows be lies and stuff like that, they give examples of that where you have racists coming in and they be like, I don't want this black doctor, I don't want this so-and-so doctor, give me a white doctor and all this stuff, whatever. Eugene was talking about how a 90-year-old man said he had everything except for an N-word baby. You know what I'm saying? Dr. Damon was saying how a man just was real nasty to him when his mother came up in there and the mother needed to be admitted and he did everything that he needed to do to make her feel better. And the guy came back and apologized. And then Dr. Contessa was saying how when she first started off, it was people that was like, I don't want her as a doctor. Are you sure that you washed your hands and stuff like that because of the color of her skin? And that's the discrimination that black folks face. And that's basically what they were saying and how, we go through all of this stuff and we overcome it. After all these years, we still overcome it. But that's basically what was going on so far. So it's the next day and everybody's just chilling around for the most part. You got Cecil and Curtis on the basketball court. You got Eugene, Toya, Kieran, who just came in because he had a full day of surgeries on the schedule the day before, so he flew in the next day. They're out there in Anila, they out there on the tennis court. When they get through playing, Toya didn't want him to go, but they got to go down there to the site to see how everything is set up for the march or whatever. And Contessa and them, they getting ready to come as well, so they all getting on the bus, the bus to get ready to go. And Contessa, she's on the phone with, I believe, her niece, and they realized that they missed a meeting that they were supposed to have with the teacher. And so, she winds up talking about that, and then she gets on the bus and she's talking to Layla, her 5-year-old, basically telling her, you better cut that shit out, okay? Without cussing at her, telling her, you better listen to Paris, okay? You're not in charge. You're not the adult. You're not the authority. You're going to listen to Paris. Calm that shit down. Do what you told, okay, baby? I love you too, And Dr. Jack was like, I know that's right. But then it got awkward, okay? Because not only are you doing this on the bus and it's full of everybody at this point, you are go into discussing between you and Scott about child family issues, whether or not to put them in homeschooling and not, and who gonna be there, and you gonna do this and you gonna do that. I don't like when people do that. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to hear your issues. I don't want to hear that you have a problem going on. I don't want to be privy to that. I really don't. And then you doing it all loud on the bus or whatever, so everybody is eavesdropping in on your conversation. You can't really call it eavesdropping because you got it loud enough for everybody to hear. So the issues between Scott and Contessa, baby, I just need them to get to the bottom of it and quit dragging it out. I'm going to be 100% honest. This episode has been a drag. It really has. And so they get to the site where they're supposed to be at, and they're getting the instructions from the volunteers that's already there, what they need to do, the doctors. Meanwhile, back at the house, you got Curtis and Cecil still playing basketball, and then Kari, Anila, and Toya, they getting their makeup done, and then Kari popped it off by saying, listen, this morning, why Heavenly and Contessa come up to me being all nice, talk about something. We want you on our side because you're the intelligent one. And they was like, what? Trying to imply that we stupid or whatever. They just don't like us because we don't have, we're not doctors and they are whatever. That's rude as shit. And then here go Anila. Anybody could be a dentist, bitch. I could have been a dentist. Girl, no, you couldn't. Okay? Anybody can't be a dentist, and I don't want to be I don't want to have a dentist or put my mouth in the hands of somebody that says anybody can be a dentist or whatever, who think it's that easy. Bitch, no. Because the shit that I've been through with my teeth, girl, hell no. I don't trust people like that. Y'all look down on dentistry, but that's some shit. Okay? That's some shit. I ain't got time to learn all about that. You do one wrong move and hit the wrong nerve and, not numb that shit up when you need to and fuck up people's mouth. That is a lot, okay? But I did think it was kind of messed up. If Kari is telling the truth, that Contessa and Heavenly would say some shit like that. Now y'all starting stuff. Like, come on, this is not what we here for. Leave that petty shit. Like Toya said, it is high school. Leave that petty shit up in Atlanta, okay? Y'all could have stopped that shit for at least a day for this trip or whatever. It was going well, but here come the drama. But that's how it ended. Like I said, this episode wasn't much. I squeezed out as much as I could. Y'all tell me how y'all feel, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.